Let me send another invitation to Lexi. Okay. So 179, very good. Why is everybody erasing everything? Leave your answers on the page. Don't erase everything. Okay, so now let's look at when you go into hundreds. Just a second. Okay, so when you go to hundreds, it's just saying 200 like we do. But in English, we say hundreds singularly. But when Spanish, we go to plural, 200, 200s, which kind of makes sense. So 200, 300, but one word. 300, 400, 500, 600. Oops, it's not 700. 600, 800, and 900. Anybody notice anything different about some of the spellings of these? 200, anything wrong with dos and cientos? No. 300, no. 500, something wrong there? Is 5 king? No, so we have it kind of reminds me of quince. What's quince? What number is quince?
It's 15.
15, right. Very good. So you notice you have the beginning like 15, quince, 500, 500. Okay. Then you got 600. Nothing different with 600. What about 700? There's no typo. I've typed that correctly. What's missing in 700?
The I.
The I, right. So it's not 700, it's 700. Okay, 800, any spelling change?
Nope.
No. How about 900?
Yeah,
it's like 90.
90, right? So it's very similar to 90. So we drop out the UE in the nueve and we replace it with the O, so 900. And remember these 200, they're all one word. Okay, so I've taken 2 and hundreds and put them and made them one word. 200. Repiten, 200.
200.
300.
300.
400.
400.
500.
500.
600.
600.
700.
700.
800.
800.
900.
900.
Ay. Who's trying to call me? I can't even find
Jared
it.
and Livy. They're trying to call.
That is. Because it says Jared is inviting you to join his video. Well, I don't know. Use the link in the email.
Here, give me a sec.
really weird. I've never had anybody have so much issue trying to get on, so I don't. But YouTube did change a lot of things, so it's really. So Jared's back with us.
Yeah, I had my screen wasn't working, so I had to pop out my battery and then put it back in.
Okay.
You're technically challenged today, aren't you?
Yes, I'm always technically challenged though, so
Nothing new for you. Okay.
no, technology sucks.
Actually, it's honestly incredible. I love it. Can be frustrating though. Can be frustrating. I will agree with you there.
Jared,
Okay.
do you have the link?
I'm trying to get it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I email. So he has it in the email. Okay, so then we go to 1,000. We go to mil. Okay. Then if I say 2,000, I say 2,000, 3,000, and they're separate words. Okay. So 2,000, 3,000, and it's not plural. 3,000. Mil equals 1,000. Okay. Jared's with us now. Okay. The other young ladies are having such an issue getting in. Okay. All right. So now I'll put some numbers up, and everyone just choose one and write next to it. All right. 276. 92. 57. Okay. Muy bien, Sydney, 392. Muy bien. Muy bien, Emma. There we go. Good job, Addie. Muy bien. 789. Jared, are you able to type?
Yeah, what am I supposed to be typing?
Do 417.
400?
Yeah, right here. It's on the right here.
Just like right next to it?
Yeah, just type right next to it.
Okay.
So we have the numbers listed above. You see 400 is 400. Okay, so got your T, I'll fix that. 400.
And then it's supposed to be 17, right?
17, muy bien.
I don't even know how to spell that one.
417.
How do you spell that one?
BI. And then siete.
Is it DIE?
Yes.
Okay. BIE.
Hi.
Save. I don't think that's how it is. Is it?
Libby.
Where's that? Where are the numbers?
Do you hear me, Libby? Okay. Able to see the email where I put the link to art, because this opened up a totally new video call. Are you using the link from the email? That's what this does. It brings you to this. That is so weird. It was happening every time. Huh. Can you go to Google Plus? Now you went to the link from the email or from Google Plus? Hmm. That is so weird. Because everybody else was able to join. Let me send you another email with it again and see if you can join. Okay, so hang up from this. We'll hang up from this one. I didn't realize I could have 2 calls going at once. Everyone else still hanging out here? Okay, let me see. Sorry, guys. Okay, hopefully that'll help me get here. Okay, sorry about this. This is unusually slow today. Okay, so any questions on the numbers? Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. So then what if I wanted to say 3,332? Okay, how would I say that? 3,332. We'd have 3,000.
3,000. Wait. 3,000.
3,332. Oh, let's see. Like I said, I love how Google knows how to correct whether it's English or Spanish.
I did it.
3,332. So pretty simple. The thousands are the real easy one. There's nothing different. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. There's no spelling changes of any kind. It's just 2 and 1,000. 10, 5 and 1,000. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. Okay, no spelling changes, no combining of words. They maintain their separateness. Okay. Okay. So preguntas, any questions on forming numbers? Again, just repiten. 10,
10.
10,
20,
20,
20.
30,
30,
40,
40.
50,
50.
30.
60,
60,
70,
70.
80,
80.
90,
90.
100.
100.
Okay, so it looks like Libby and Lexi made it. Yay! So I think maybe if you just go from the maybe I'll just send the email link next time, and I won't send the invite via Google because it seems to cause problems not only with you as well. So if you'll just join from the link in the email, that'll probably be the best bet for you.
Yes, thank you. Or gracias.
De nada, por supuesto, de nada. Okay, so we just went over, I'll put up the link to the Google Doc as well for you in the chat bar here. Again, that way. So we just went over hundreds, and it's all written there so you can see. There you go, there's the link again. So you can click on that to join us. So we finished. Okay, ¿qué tiempo hace? ¿Qué tiempo hace? Okay, that's what we worked on yesterday. Let me skip down to the, okay, after everybody. ¿Qué tiempo hace? What am I asking you?
What is the temperature or weather?
What's the weather like? Huh? Yeah, when I ask that, really I'm asking what's the weather like? ¿Qué tiempo hace? So, what's your answer? Hace buen tiempo, hace mal tiempo.
I gotta find my little cheat sheet thing.
It would be página 15 en el texto, if you have a chair. Hace viento, is it windy? Hace viento.
Yes,
Okay.
windy.
So Emma says hace buen tiempo. Everybody agree? ¿Están
It's
de
good
acuerdo?
weather?
Are you
I don't think it's that good
están de
weather.
acuerdo? Are you guys all in agreement? I think so too. Rachel says hace buen tiempo as well. Okay, so she's with Emma. And if you like cold weather, then maybe you might say hace mal tiempo. But I can't imagine anybody saying a day like today would be hace mal tiempo, unless they're just a hater. Hace sol? Hace sol?
Hace sol?
That's
Hace
pregunta,
sol.
question. Hace sol? Is it sunny?
Let me look out my window. Let's see. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hace sol. Nieva? Nieva? Is it snowing? Nieva?
No, it's not snowing.
No, hay nieve. Okay, good. She said there's not snow. Or you say no nieva. Okay. So Sydney, you have a little bit of experience with talking about the. So, but guess what? I read in the. You know what Kirkwood is? Kirkwood. It's a ski resort up off of Highway 88. They got snow the other day.
Wyoming got snow.
Well, no, this is California. This is an hour and a half away from my house. They got snow. That's one of the places I usually go skiing. They got snow the other day. It was like it was like a rogue storm, right? California
Yeah.
doesn't get snow in the summertime, but yeah, no, that was right here. Someone got snow. I was very happy. It's good news to me. Though I don't like the cold weather. I have to be honest with you. Cuando nieva, when it rains, hace mal tiempo. It's terrible weather unless I'm skiing. Otherwise, I don't like the cold. I don't like it. So, llueve? Is it raining? Llueve? No, no en mi casa, not in my house. Okay, so review. The homework will obviously cover talking about the seasons, describing the weather, telling time. Okay, so let's go ahead and start looking at chapter 1, capítulo 1. So let's página 18. Página 18.
Página 18.
Sorry. Página 18. ¿Cómo somos? How are we? So como is how. Okay. ¿Cómo somos? How are we? That's the verb. So these first beginning pages in the chapter basically introduce what the chapter is going to include, what it's going to cover. So when I say como somos, what am I'm asking for some kind of description, right? So if I had to describe these people, how would I describe them? What kind of adjectives in English would I use? Tall, short, Hispanic. I mean, from a picture, I can't tell if they're nice or if they're mean or. But that's the kind of
Well,
stuff
in
this
some
chapter.
of them they look kind of funny, but
Yeah.
like they're
but
making
again,
some sentences.
someone's being funny because someone's almost laughing. Okay, so let's read what it says. Hopefully your pictures are the same. It says, Los jóvenes puertorriqueños son amigos muy buenos. Amigos, so what is that telling us right there? The young people, jóvenes, puertorriqueños, what do you suppose that means?
Which page are you on?
18 and 19. It's a little guide.
Okay.
Los jóvenes puertorriqueños. What might that be? Anybody have any idea? Okay, what? Puerto Riqueños, Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Los jóvenes puertorriqueños son amigos muy buenos. Okay, they are very good friends. ¿Dónde está? Where is Puerto Rico? Anybody?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, right.
Puerto Rico. Crap. Where is it? It's in. It's not South America. Is it? No.
Mm-hmm. Today's typing an
I'm
answer
trying
here.
to think.
Okay, so if you turn to SH63, you can see it. Okay, it's an island nation. Okay, es una isla. It's an island. Okay, and who does Puerto Rico belong to? Not everybody at once. Who owns Puerto Rico? We do.
Oh,
The United States. It's a U.S. territory.
But
They're
it's not a
not-
state.
It's not a state, right? But it's a U.S. territory. That's why we can travel freely between Puerto Rico and the U.S. without even having to have a passport.
That's cool.
We can travel freely there because it's a U.S. territory, just like the U.S. Virgin Islands. What are some other places? We have a few. We don't have as many as everybody else, but we do have a few. So Puerto Rico, if you look at SH, is everybody on that one? SH63. At the very top of the page, it has the islands. You see Cuba, Haiti, República Dominicana, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. Okay. And then you have the Bahamas, Las Bahamas, el Océano Atlántico. That little gray tip on the very top of the page, what is that? A little gray tip just above Cuba.
Is it?
Anybody?
I'm thinking.
Es Florida. Es Florida, Florida.
Oh.
That's how close Cuba is to Florida. Okay. So Puerto Rico is just off the coast of Florida. Okay. Obviously, Cuba's closest. Remember what we talked about Cuba? Cuba's just for so many years, and we just in the last year opened our relationships. We can now legally fly to Cuba. It's been against the U.S. law to fly to Cuba for 70 years. No, not 70. Yeah. Since the 60s, 50s, since the 50s. So yeah, almost 70 years. It's been illegal to fly to Cuba now. It is now, they're opening up travel to Cuba. So Puerto Rico, U.S. territory. So these, citizens, people living in Puerto Rico, so they can come and live in the mainland whenever they want to as well. So they can change. So let's look over to the next pages, 20 and 21. Okay, so introducción al tema, introduction to the theme. Tema is theme. ¿Cómo somos? Repiten, ¿cómo somos?
¿Cómo somos?
¿Cómo somos?
Okay. So that means how are we, not in how are we feeling. We look like, what's our description? ¿Cómo somos? How are we, or what do we like? What do we like? So if I'm going to describe personality, I'm going to use physical characteristics and traits, okay? But I'm not going to, when I say como somos, I'm not asking how are we feeling. I'm not asking your emotions or your state of being. I'm only asking about your physical or personality traits, something an inborn characteristic. Take photographs to acquaint yourself with the theme of this chapter. You will learn to describe yourself and many new friends from all over the Spanish-speaking world, as well as some Latino students in the United States. What similarities and differences do you see in the teens in these photos? How do they compare with your friends and the students in your school? Okay, so La República Dominicana, remember that was right next to Puerto Rico? Someone read that for me. Emma.
Wait, next to Puerto Rico?
Underneath, República Dominicana. We're back on page 20.
I can read
Go for it, Emma.
República Dominicana.
Los dos amigos. Read the caption underneath it.
I can't understand what you're saying.
What's that?
My laptop is wigging out.
Okay. How about Sydney? How about Profesora? Los dos amigos dominicanos son alumnos en la misma escuela en Villa Fundación. Okay? So the two friends, los dos amigos dominicanos, so Dominican, son alumnos, are students in the same escuela, school, en Villa Fundación. So they go to school in Villa Fundación. That's the name of their little town. Then you have Peru. Okay. So what do you notice in the differences between the students from República Dominicana and the students from Peru? What kind of physical differences do you notice in them? They're very dark-skinned. A lot of the island nations. Is everybody hearing me?
It's in and out, kind of.
Yeah,
I know.
it's
Sound.
like sometimes I can hear you and sometimes I can't.
Okay. Jared. Yes, Jared, you're bored. Okay. So, República Dominicana, just like the United States, they're populated with a lot of, they're not African Americans because they're islanders, right? So, from African descent, most of them, a good majority of the populations in those island countries are from African descent. So you'll see a high population of Africans, of African descent. I don't know, Black people. I don't know how else to describe it. Because just like the United States, slavery happened all over. It wasn't just the U.S. In fact, Brazil had the largest number of African slaves. We brought in like 1 million to the United States. Brazil brought in like 4 million. So you'll find a high population of people of African descent in Brazil, along with most of the island nations. So the people from Peru, if you look at them, you look more like Native Americans. I'm so sorry. I'm directly plugged into, yeah.
It just kind of sounds like you're a robot at most times, and it's really
Yeah.
hard to understand.
Maybe I am a robot. Maybe I am a robot today.
Yeah, you are a robot. You've just turned into a robot.
Yeah, that's me today. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I am. Sorry about that. Okay, well, if it's that bad, I don't want to continue on just talking. How about anybody else? Is anybody else having trouble hearing me?
Yeah, I am.
You just sound like a robot.
So it's not. I checked my speed and stuff before I got on. Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, well.
Sometimes your voice cuts out on mine.
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of lose. So obviously it's on my end if more than one person is, because I'm hearing you guys just fine. That's really weird.
Maybe it's your mic.
Yeah, I have it's an extra my headset next time to see if it's any better. Because I have a really nice external camera and mic. Maybe I'll get a little closer to it. Maybe that's an issue. I don't know. But it's not uncommon. It's most likely my internet connection. I live in the country, and the country living is grand. Our internet is not always so grand. Am I any better right now?
A little bit.
A tiny
Yeah.
bit.
A little bit? Okay, we'll work on this. Okay. So
It's not the
notice
same.
that the student, about the same, sorry. I'll
Sounds
go back
okay.
to my robot self, sorry. Okay, so Peru, if you look at them, these folks look more indigenous or native, like a native people. They have a different look than La República Dominicana. You got Colombia. Where's Colombia?
South America.
South America. Muy bien. So we said Puerto Rico is an island nation. It's a Caribbean island nation. So it's a very tropical place. You won't see them in snow jackets because they're considered somewhat equatorial or around the equator. Mexico, okay. Anybody who doesn't know where Mexico is?
Right underneath us. They're right underneath us, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Our neighbors to the south. Very good. Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Venezuela.
Um,
And Sudamérica, South America as well. And Sudamérica. And then España, of course. ¿Dónde está España?
that's Spain. So in Spain. So in Europe.
And Europa. Europa,
Yeah.
remember, so we're in that
Europa.
peninsula. And what are the two countries that surround Spain?
Is it, I want to say Germany, but I'm pretty sure that's not correct.
Yeah.
I
Portugal?
don't remember.
Portugal and France.
I'm
Portugal's
Portuguese.
Portugal's to the west, and France is slightly to the north. Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of on that peninsula, and then France is to the north. Okay. Well, since we're not communicating so well here, I'm going to go ahead, and we've covered so much material. I don't want to cover too much more. I don't want to give too much homework. So we'll go ahead and we'll stop here. Probably mostly due to the fact that I'm not being so clear with you guys. So we'll stop here, and we'll call this the end of class for now. And then we'll continue on with chapter 1 next week.
Woohoo! Adios.
Okay.
Adios.
Adios.
Hasta martes. Adios.
Adios.
Good. Now I'm doing Spanish.
Hey, Addie.